Hello, Periscope. See if there's anybody out there today. Hello, hello, hello. 100%. I saw somebody else jump in too. It was so fast. Hello, hello, Periscope. My hair is always jacked up when I come on here, y'all. Hello, hello, hello. How are you today? I left my my holder for my phone, so I'm gonna try to keep it as steady as possible in my hand today. I'm doing well. I am good. I'm good. I'm here for your daily car chronicle. HR quick tip today. Oh, the days go by so fast. Go so fast. We're of course barking upon what is this? Memorial Weekend, so the official start of summer as they call it on the calendar. I hope everybody's going to have a great Memorial Weekend. Mine is I think it's going to be pretty good. Kind of low key. Got a big picnic tomorrow. Some other things. But we'll see. Or Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. So thanks for... Yep, I'm in the car too riding. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But I'm going to jump right in. This is Delmar Johnson with Delmar Johnson Enterprise. I am your Chief HR Brain with HRBrainForHire.com, where I help you attract and find reliable people, increase your profits, and create simplified systems so you can enjoy your life and business again. So I welcome all who have had the opportunity to jump on. I try to be on the same time every day, anywhere between 12:30 and 1:30 Central Time. So I think I'm right on time. So I appreciate you being here. I'm going to jump right in. Today's topic is how are you tracking your team's performance? Now, your team may be of interns, your team may be of employees, your team may be of contractors. Although contractors are treated a little bit different, you still want to track what is going on. So I'm going to talk from an employee perspective, but this can be applied to interns as well. And we'll talk a little bit about, thanks for the hearts, we'll talk a little bit about how you could potentially, obviously follow up with a contractor, because they do have to be treated a little bit different. Okay. So how do you tracking your team's performance? Most companies, if they're large, corporate companies or whatever, have like performance management systems in place, right? Where you as a small business owner, as an entrepreneur, even with your small team or whatever, can have a performance management plan in place. And as you should, if someone is working for you, like again, if it's interns or employees in particular, you want to track their performance, because their performance affects your business, right? Just as when you were in corporate America, your performance, or if you're still in corporate America, your performance affected your employer's business, right? So the same thing, even with you as a small business owner, if you have team members, of course, and hopefully you're at the point where you do have team members because your business is growing, your clients are coming in, and all that good stuff, then you want to be able to track what the performance is. So I'm gonna give you a few steps of what you should consider and what you should keep in mind if you're going to put in a performance management system to track the performance of your employees and your team members, right? So number one, let that team member know the purpose of the meeting. And you don't want to minimize the purpose of the meeting. You know how sometimes if you're nervous or whatever, it's just like going in an interview. If you're nervous, you may just, start chit-chatting about the day, about the weather or whatever. You don't want to minimize the conversation, because it really is talking about that person's performance. And the performance can be great and the performance can be not so great. Okay, so it's not just about bad things when you're tracking someone's performance that's on your team. You want to understand what it is that, you want to understand, and want them to understand what you've observed about their performance, right? So you want to let the person know what the meeting is about, the purpose of the meeting, the purpose of you sitting down with them and talking with them one-on-one. They want to know why, they've been called in, or if you have an office, they've been called into the office. So don't minimize that conversation or the beginning of that conversation. Number two, share what you've observed. Okay, you've observed maybe the behavior that they've portrayed. That behavior could be great. Again, it's not all about being bad. That behavior could be great. Of course, I always have my notes. So you want to observe specific behavior. You want to observe their specific performance and how they've actually been carrying out their duties. Okay, these are the things that you want that you want to observe, because if you're not observing, if you as a owner of a business is not paying attention to what your team members are doing, then you're going to lose track of what's really, you're going to lose track of what's really going on, right? So you want to be attentive to how your team members are performing, because again, it affects your business, right? It affects your bottom line. Thanks for the purple hearts. That's on brand for me. I appreciate it. Share it with your audience as well. Number 3, give your team member a time enough to respond, because as you're talking with them about what you've observed in their behavior, what you've observed in how they're carrying out their task and how they're operating in their position. Thanks for inviting followers 100%. I appreciate you. You want to give that team member time enough to respond, because you never know. You may find out some things that's going on in your business that you may not be aware of, that even that team member will bring to your awareness. Okay, so it needs to be a dialogue. It needs to be a dialogue and not just a monologue. Okay, so it needs to be a conversation between both of you at that time. Give that team member opportunity to respond to what it is that you are communicating to them. All right. Number 4, explain how their performance impact other team members. So if you have more than one team member, hopefully you do, as you grow your business and everything. But even if you just have one team member, they still need to have feedback from you, okay? Because that's one person that's responsible for carrying out tasks and responsibilities and everything that you have assigned to them. So you could have one, but if you have more than one, explain how their performance impact the team. If you do have one, explain how that one particular team member can impact the kind of business that you're doing. Okay, so it's all important. It's all important whether it's one or many team members that you have. So they need to know how their performance levels, even with it, when it's great, when it's good, and even when it's not so good. Okay, they need to know how that affects other team members, if you have other team members, and how it affects your business. Number 5, reinforce the expected behavior. What expectations do you have for their behavior? What standards have you set in your company that they should know? Maybe some things they may not be aware of, because if you don't communicate it, they don't know. If you don't communicate exactly what your expectations and standards are for that team member, they don't know, right? Okay, 100%. I think it's just me and you today. So I thank you for hanging with me. All right. Just a couple of more. Solicit solutions from your employees. Okay. Or from your team members. Okay. Well, even if it's an intern, solicit solutions for them. Exactly. It's always okay, because people come back and replay and all this kind of stuff. I have talked where it was just me, and it's all good. It's all good, because I'm still going to get the message out. All right. And hopefully it'll bring value to those who come on after the fact. Replayers, I ask that you also heart it up if this brings value to you, and share with your community as well when you watch this. All right. Thank you so much. Convey the consequences of what their behavior is, and maybe if they're lacking in their performance. Lipstick Chatter. Hello, Chantel. How are you? Congrats on your event that's coming up. I saw that. That looks wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And your book. Hey, how are you? So number 7 was convey the consequences if there have been bad behavior, or if there has been a lack in their performance level. So this is a dialogue between you and your team member. Okay. And then when you close out the conversation, again, allow the employee to find out if they have any more feedback for you, and then set another date of when you're going to be talking with them again about the performance. Maybe this was at their 3-month or 6-month mark, and you're going to do it again in another 6 months. Okay. So you want to be able to schedule those things out. Thanks for sharing, Chantel. I appreciate it. So I'm going to go over those real quick again. Number 1, again, this is how are you tracking the performance of your team members. Number 1, let that team member know why you are having the meeting, what the purpose of the meeting is. So you don't want to diminish that, because you're talking about their performance and how it affects everything. Okay. Number 2, share what you have observed in their behavior and how they're carrying out the job, how they're operating in the job and everything. Okay. So you want to share what you've observed. Number 3, give employees or your team members time enough to respond to you. Okay, because again, you're talking about their performance, you're talking about their behavior, you're talking about what's been going on, how it's affecting the business. So give them the opportunity to respond to you. And then you may even find out some things about your organization or your business that you may not be aware of, but your team member is. So you want to have a dialogue and not just a monologue when you are tracking performance and having that conversation. Number 4, explain how their performance impacts other team members, or how it impact your company, even if you just have one team member. All right. So explain to them how their performance impact other team members, and again, if it's just one team member, how they affect your company directly. Number 5, reinforce your expected behavior. What are your standards? What expectations have you set? Does your team members know? Have you communicated to them effectively? Sometimes they may not know clearly, so sometimes you just can't assume, but you want to be able to reinforce what those expectations and standards are that you've set in your organization or your company, right? All right. Number 6, solicit solutions from the employees, because they may have some ideas. They may have, you want to have problem solvers on your team, so they may be able to resolve or give you some solutions about some issues that have come up that have been brought to their attention. Okay, so or if based on their behavior or lack of, then you'll be able to maybe exchange some, brainstorm some solutions out together. Okay. Number 7, convey what those consequences are. Thanks for joining the room. I'm just about wrapping it up. I'm going over it again. Number 7 was convey the consequences. Thanks for being my scribe too as well. 100%. I see that. I appreciate that. Yes, convey what the consequences are. All right. And then as you close out the meeting, give the team member another opportunity to give you any feedback or to ask you a question on how can they improve, or even if they've been a great, even if they've had great performance and a great behavior, they may ask you, okay, what else could I do to really, help push the goals and the objectives of the company. Again, the performance tracking of the performance and the performance review doesn't always have to be a bad thing. Okay. Thanks for the beautiful blue hearts. I appreciate it. Everybody that hung out with me. And, by the way, it's like if you want to set up a performance management plan in your business, no matter how small it is, if you have team members and you want to be able to convey this information to them, that's what I do. That's one of the things that I do. I help you set up your performance management system. I help you do your employee handbook. I help you establish your policies and procedures. That's what I do as an HR consultant to you as entrepreneurs and small business owners. I brought my 20 years of HR in corporate America and brought it to the entrepreneur world. So utilize me. I'm on here Monday through Friday. The weekends I take off, y'all. I'm rarely ever on here on the weekend. But Monday through Friday, you'll find me here between 12:30 and 1:30 Central Time. Try to do it around, late lunchtime, somewhere around there. But 12:30 to 1:30, you catch me here. It's like you have access to an HR resource here every day. So take advantage of that. It's like if you have team members and you have not been tracking their performance, you need a plan in place. Reach out to me, hrbrainforhire.com. I'm on Twitter, obviously, Facebook, and here on Periscope on a daily basis. At @HRBrainForHire is my handle, so I made it very easy for you to find me. If you need to look me up by my name, it's Delmar Johnson. I am your chief HR brain with HR Brain for Hire. I appreciate you being here. Check out my site. I'm really thinking about it. Some people have been pulling my arm to say, Delmar, you ought to do a flash sale on your HR Brain for Hire store, because people, are out there needing this stuff. So I may actually do a flash sale for Memorial Weekend. How about that? At hrbrainforhire.com and click on my store and check that out. I think I'm going to announce it. Somebody been trying to pull my arm, so they may have won. And I think I'm going to put a flash sale out there, and I'm going to put it out there for tomorrow for all of Memorial Weekend. So if you have need of how to learn how to hire an intern, a contractor, an employee, if you need help on establishing your policy and procedures, setting up your performance management plan, utilize the source that's in front of you every day. Reach out to me. You can, again, reach out to me on my website, hrbrainforhire.com. Hello, V. Macmillan, too. I'm just about to get off, but I appreciate you hopping on toward the end. Go ahead and you can still share it with everybody. I was talking about how to track the performance of your team members. I gave those 7 tips on that. Just letting people know how they can reach out to me and how they can utilize my services that I offer through hrbrainforhire.com. I hope you guys will join me tomorrow. I'm even going to do a memorial scope. I know everybody be out on the lakes and, in their boats or picnicking or barbecuing or whatever, but I'm still going to do what I am committed to doing. So I will see you tomorrow afternoon for a quick HR quick tip on tomorrow. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Thank you for joining me here. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your support and your hearts. It does not go unnoticed. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to get back to work because I'm working on an employee handbook for a client. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.